time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Hey, hey.
Isn't that the most horrible thing you've ever heard? I'd throw it out, except it was a Christmas present from Chris. Thinks kids really like this sort of stuff.
What?
The relatives who promised Chris would feed the animals before they got here.
Oh, I've got a soccer game this morning.
Then you'd better get moving, hadn't you? Mark!
What are you doing?
I'll have first shower while you empty the dishwasher. Then you have your shower while I make the breakfast. Mark!
All right, I'm up. Satisfied?
Some people in this house get right up my nose sometimes.
Some people in this house get right up my nose sometimes.
There you go, Cindy. There's a good girl.
Here's the rest of her food, Vinny.
Thanks.
What's that?
The ute. Chris is still trying to start it.
What? Who's meeting the relatives at the airport?
Good question.
What's her big hurry?
It's Chris. She's still trying to get the ute going.
What? How am I going to get to my soccer match this morning?
Good question.
Attention passengers arriving on flight 542 from London. Could the King family please report to the information desk? The King family, please go to the information desk.
I thought you said they were going to meet us.
That's what they said in their fax. No one's answering the phone number they gave us.
Well, maybe they left a message. Let's go check at information desk.
Trust me, darling, the last place to get information at an airport is the information desk.
Are you sure?
Positive. Come on, we'll take a taxi. Where's Gregory?
I've closely observed all people walking here, and everything seems to be A-OK. No one with weights and shoes, and no one being sucked into outer space.
Why are you looking at my feet? Well,
I don't know, sir.
I don't like having my feet looked at. These are my feet. And what I do with them is nobody's business.
Yes, sir.
Don't let it happen again.
No, sir. Mental note. Make sure future use of binoculars is done in top secret manner.
Hey, insect! Hurry up, we're going to catch a taxi. When can we go back to England?
Stop acting like it's the end of the world.
It is the end of the world. Australia's as far away from civilization as you can get.
That's why we used to send our criminals here, so they'd be as far away as possible.
See? We're surrounded by thieves and murderers.
That was 200 years ago. Come on, the taxis are over there.
But what if the taxi driver kidnaps us and holds us for ransom?
Fat chance. We'll probably be mugged before we even get to the taxi.
But how will they know where to go?
I left a message at the information desk for them. I said, go to the hotel and ring us when they've settled in.
What happens if they don't get the message?
Of course they'll get the message. They're experienced travellers. The first thing they'll do is go to the information desk.
That should do it.
Right, Mark, let her rip. Once more, mate.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Mate, I really think the problem is with the spark plugs.
Vinny, I know this car like the back of my hand. It is not the spark plugs.
Chris, my soccer match starts in an hour. You promised you'd drive me.
And I will if you just give me half a chance to get this heap of junk going.
I look at the spark plugs Mrs. Medlow always used to.
Vinny, it is not the spark plugs. I know what the problem is, and I know how to fix it.
Remember how I told you Chris was a real loser at cooking? Well, with cars, he's totally tragic.
How far is it to Wallaby Park?
It's Excuse me, how far is it to Wallaby Park?
Oh, it's a fair way.
It's a fair way.
20 minutes or so,
20 minutes or so.
maybe 25.
Maybe 20.
Mummy, I can hear him. I'm not deaf.
All right, darling, I'm just trying to be helpful.
Are you sure he's taking us to Wallaby Park?
Why wouldn't he be?
What if it's not? What if it's a thief that is taking us into the outback to rob us?
Gregory, your overactive imagination is becoming painful.
I'm sure we'll be perfectly fine. let's just sit back and take in the sights. Oh, look, there's one of those... What do you call them?
A bird.
Yes, I know it's a bird, silly. But look, isn't it beautiful?
It's a seagull, Mummy. We have them in England.
Well, there you are, you see. It's not that different from home after all. We'll have a wonderful time.
Why do parents always make out that everything's really interesting? So embarrassing.
I checked with the airline. Their plane landed an hour ago.
We should have heard from them by now, shouldn't we?
Any messages on the answer phone?
It's turned off.
I thought I specifically gave instructions that the answer phone should be kept on at all times. Now, who turned it off?
You did.
I did.
Last night, when you were showing us how easy it was to use.
Well, didn't it occur to any of you to let me know that I turned it off?
We thought it was part of the demonstration.
Honestly, do I have to do everything around here?
Do you want me to try starting it?
All right, go on. At last.
We head for my soccer game now?
All right, go get your stuff.
What was wrong with it?
Spark plugs.
I told you, totally tragic.
Sorry, folks. Shouldn't take me long to change it, though.
What did I say? This is a classic criminal setup.
And what would you know?
It's exactly like that Dick Driver Ace Detective story where Dick went to Mexico and was hijacked in a taxi while looking for lost ink of gold.
Well, this isn't Mexico, and we're not Dick Drivel or whoever he is.
All right, you two. Come on, let's stretch our legs while the poor man changes his tyre.
I think the best thing is to split up so that he can't get all three of us at once. I don't want to worry Mum, though, so I have to play it very low key.
What's that awful noise? Gregory? Have you been bitten by something?
No, Mum, I couldn't be better.
It might be an idea to keep out of the sun for a while.
I think I'll just stroll over and check out the bush.
Do you think he's all right? They say jet lag can have a strange effect on some people.
Mummy, Gregory is strange. Full stop. End of conversation.
What's that over there?
Something about real estate.
Could be useful. I might just get the details.
Situation high alert. Mum and Gemma aren't worried, but I've watched that taxi driver and I'm sure he's sus. Just look at him. If he's going to make a move, now's the time he'll do it. Oh no, he's after Gemma. What am I going to do? Gemma!
What's happened? Gregory, you all right?
No worries. Just a huntsman.
Ah!
He dropped out of the tree onto a shoulder. They're not poisonous, but they can give you a bit of a nip.
Oh my... Oh!
Awesome.
You all right, mate?
Oh, yes, thank you.
OK. Well, the tyre's fixed. We can hit the road. Unless you want to do some more exploring here.
Absolutely not.
Come along, darling. Let's get you away from all these nasties.
Oh, well, even Dick Driver Ace Detective gets it wrong sometimes.
Oh, no. Look, I'm sorry, the park isn't open to visitors today.
I'm afraid you're going to have to take this lot.
Why?
Well, they've come all the way from London.
Hello? We're looking for a Mr. Chris King?
Are you the Kings? The Kings of England?
Yes, I suppose we are the kings of England.
Great. Chris just left a few minutes ago. I'll go and call him. Won't be long.
Oh, you couldn't bring us a little money, could you?
Money?
We need to pay for the taxi.
Oh, sure.
Can't you answer it while we're driving?
It's illegal. Hello, Chris King.
They're here.
What?
They're at the park.
What? The relatives?
Yeah.
Well, what are they doing there?
They're the new owners, aren't they?
Yeah, but what are they doing?
Nothing much. One of them's yawning.
Yawning? Why are they doing that? All right, look, just go on and be nice to them. We'll be there soon.
We're not going home.
These people have just spent 24 hours on a plane. They've made a special effort to come and meet us, and they're the new owners. Of course we're going home.
But I've got a game. The coach will kill me if I don't show up.
Sorry, mate. Better ring him. I'm sorry about the confusion at the airport. I left a very clear message at the information desk.
Please don't worry about it, Mr. King.
Chris. Call me Chris. And we are relatives, after all.
Are we?
Great. As if things weren't bad enough already. Now I find out that I'm related to a family of convicts.
I'm sorry. I thought you knew that.
Bit like my family. Relatives everywhere. Easy to lose track of them.
I'm sorry, you are?
I'm Vinny.
He's Vinny, our animal expert. Sensational with animals.
Really? And are you related too?
If this gets any more painful, I'm going to throw up.
It's all to do with Mrs. Medlow, you see. She was our great aunt. Same as for Greg and Emma here.
Gemma.
Are you sure about all of this?
Well, didn't Mrs. Medlow tell you?
To be honest, we didn't even know Mrs. Medlow was a relative until we were told we'd inherited this property.
Oh, right, I see.
Can you believe it? I missed out on a really important soccer match to put up with this.
Well, look, I expect you must be pretty tired after such a long trip. Why don't I call a taxi and get you off to your hotel?
What hotel?
Well, the one you're staying in.
We're staying here.
I'm sorry?
Well, there's not much point in owning a property if you can't stay in it, is there?
At least Chris won't fall for this one. There's no way he'll let them stay.
Well, I guess I'd better work out some sleeping arrangements then.
Oh, and could I use the telephone, please?
Somehow I don't think this is turning out very well.
This is the pits.
I want to go home.
Isn't this great? I'm going to really love it here.
It's going to be great having you here. I never have other girls stay over.
It won't be for long, just until we sell.
Till when?
Till we celebrate things.
What things?
Everything. Celebrate everything.
Right. You can sleep in my bed and I'll set up the camp stretcher over there.
Oh, I can take your bed from you. I'd feel awful.
Okay, you can have the stretcher then.
But I'd hate for you to think that I'm being rude, so okay, I'll take the bed.
What do you think of my room?
It's really nice. This would have to be the most boring room I've ever seen.
I guess you've noticed I'm a huge fan of Johnny Mantra. I've got 2 of his CDs.
Do people in Australia still listen to him?
And Shana Wheatley? Isn't she fantastic?
This is so 20th century. I can't believe it. Do you have anywhere where I can put my rings and stuff?
You wear jewellery?
I'm a gal, aren't I?
Mrs. Medlow never let me. Said it wasn't right for girls my age.
Make that 10th century.
You can use this drawer. I'll put my stuff somewhere else.
Fine.
She's really nice, isn't she? And we've got so much in common. We're going to have a terrific time together.
Down this way. Hey, Greg, are you coming?
Sorry.
Keep up, mate. What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be slow.
Fair enough. It's not your fault, I suppose.
What?
Nothing. Come on in.
Wow, double bunks. Can I have the top one?
No worries. You can put your stuff in the wardrobe. There's plenty of room.
Great, thanks.
Listen, if you need to use the toilet, it's just down the corridor.
I'm fine, thanks. Wow, you've got a 65X 2000.
You know it?
My dad got me one last Christmas. Do you have many games?
Heaps. We can get stuck into them after dinner if you want.
You bet. Wow, this is so super excellent. What a fantastic room. And I get to sleep in the top bunk too.
We'll leave you to it. Give us a yell if you need a hand.
Roger. Will do, Mark.
Funny little guy, isn't he? I wonder if all English kids are like him.
All right, Mr. Salmonelli. Yes, that would be wonderful. Excellent. We'll see you then.
Everything all right?
Perfect, thank you.
I hope Mrs. Medlow's room will be comfortable enough.
Perfect.
Anything else I can get you?
Well, what I would like to do is to have a look at the property. If you can spare the time, of course.
Absolutely. I'll get Mark and Kate to show the kids around too.
Oh, there's no need.
No. This is a family affair and they are part of the family. A good business plan and strong personal commitment. That's the future for Wallaby Park, eh?
Is it?
Kate, Mark, come on. We've got work to do.
These are our koalas. People from all over the world come to see them.
You're kidding me.
Would you like to hold one?
Why would I want to do that?
Most people think they're cute. They like to cuddle them like babies.
How disgusting. Oh.
Now, I know you like these two. Greg?
I'm here.
Mate, sure you don't need to go to the toilet?
I'm fine, thanks. What's in here?
Have a look.
Wow, alligators.
We call them crocodiles. Pretty neat, eh?
They're amazing. Are they man-eaters?
Don't know about man-eaters, but I reckon if you stuck your hand in their mouth, you probably wouldn't see it again.
Wow.
This is where we let people walk among the kangaroos and emus. It's very popular.
You really do have the most amazing collection of Australian animals.
We like to think so.
Now, what about the sheep and cows?
Sheep and cows?
The ones you sell for wool and meat and that sort of thing?
I'm not totally sure what you mean there, Gabriella.
Wallaby Park is a farm, isn't it?
Well, we do have some horses and a goat, but it's not what I'd call a farm exactly.
Well, what would you call it exactly?
Oh, it's a wildlife park.
A wildlife park?
A wildlife park?
You've got to be joking.
You've got to be joking.
You are joking, aren't you?
I'm sorry, I thought you knew. But it's a very good business, and with the extra funding that you're bringing in...
What funding?
Well, the money that you're going to invest.
We haven't got any money.
I'm sorry?
None at all. At least not until we sell this place.
Sell?
Did you say sell?
You're going to sell the park?
Sell Wallaby Park?
I'm afraid we have to. I've arranged for a real estate agent to come round tomorrow. I'm sorry. I hope this won't inconvenience you. Much?
Poor Mrs. Medlow. She'd die if she knew they wanted to sell.
She's already dead.
Well, she'd die twice. Bet she's up there looking down on all this and getting really angry.
Not a good day for Wallaby Park, eh, guys?
Isn't there something we can do?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. They're the new owners, and what they say goes. Unless...
What?
Nothing. I'm just grasping at straws.
Where are you going?
To read Mrs. Medlow's will.
I thought you'd read it several times already.
I've read it, but they mightn't have.
What's she talking about?
Who knows?
This is so typical. Whenever there's a crisis around, Chris disappears. You can never count on him.
Well, Mr. Salmonelli, what do you think?
What I've always thought, Mrs. King. Wallaby Park will make one of the finest housing estates in the district. It'll sell like hotcakes.
And we'll get a good price for it?
You're going to need 2 jumbo jets. One for you and the kids to take you back to England. The other one for all the money you're going to make.
But what's going to happen to all the animals here?
Oh, we'll find perfectly good homes for them.
But what sort of homes take in crocodiles?
Someone old with a big swimming pool who needs an interest to stop them from dropping down dead. Crocodiles are perfect for people like that.
But what if they can't find someone?
Gregory, stop trying to complicate everything. We'll sell, and then we'll leave, and then we'll be back home where we belong.
All you have to do is sign, Mrs. King. The sale of Wallaby Park will be underway. Allow me.
Thank you, Mr. Salmonelli.
Before you sign, Gabriella, there's something you and Mr. Salmonelli should know.
Do you mind, Chris? The new owner and I have important business to conduct.
I just want to be sure that everyone's aware of the codicil in Mrs. Medlow's will.
Codicil? What's a codicil?
Well, that's... What are you talking about, Chris?
It's all here, Mr. Salmonelli. Read for yourself.
What it says is that Mark and I can live at Wallaby Park until we're 21. No one can kick us off and no one can pull down this house.
But surely that's not a problem, is it?
It's a huge problem, Mrs. King.
Why?
Well, nobody will buy the property while they're living on it. Makes it too difficult to develop.
Do you mean to say we can't sell it at all?
Not for housing. You could possibly sell it as a wildlife park.
Well, let's do that then.
Unfortunately, there aren't too many people in the wildlife park business. Could take time.
How much time?
I don't know. 6 months?
6 months?
Possibly a year?
A year?
Probably never.
I think Gemma's going to faint to fall off a chair.
Okay, so Chris is hopeless at cooking, tragic with cars, and generally not the world's greatest athlete. You gotta hand it to him though. When it comes to stuff like law, he's as sneaky and clever as anybody. And it was nice to find out that Mrs. Medlow looked after us. I know Gemma's disappointed, but maybe Mrs. Medlow's done her a favour too. I reckon Gemma will really like it here.
I hate it! I hate it! I hate it! We're stuck in this horrible place forever!
We'll just have to put our heads down, work hard, and hope we can find a buyer.
I'll never see my friends. I'll never see my school. I'll probably never even see England again. My life is so over.
Don't be silly, darling. Of course you'll see England again.
Mummy, please don't be optimistic and positive and all those parenty things. I am not going to be jollied. I refuse to be jollied.
You're right, darling. You must deal with this in your own way.
I'm over the gravity thing now. I know that if I get into trouble, my new cousins will help me. They are so super excellent. So is Wallaby Park. This is going to be the most fantastic fun in the history of the universe.